Yo, what's up? This is DTM, just chilling. I had the camera set up. I was trying to make this melon salad, but there was too much going on. But now my roommates left, and so I was just going to make a video real quick because I already had the camera. I'm preparing some food for a flight. I'm jumping on an airplane tomorrow, and I'm headed out to back to Florida. Lo and behold, how does it all happen? I don't know. I just go where I'm supposed to go. I got a gig out there again. Gentleman needs my help, and he made me an offer I can't refuse, so I was like, okay, let's do it. Helping people get healthy with the raw foods and bringing them back to life with certain simple natural principles. It's pretty easy, but it bears repeating over and over and over again because I'll run into people that may have even seen many of the videos, and their mom might have cancer, and they're like, so you don't think she should be eating the cottage cheese for the lung cancer? And I'm like, whoa, man, it's not coming through very clearly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have the dairy if you've got the lung issues. You got to start cleaning out all that junk and all that waste. So it's tough, and you might be thin, like you might be like a total raw food guy like me with the fruits and the vegetables and stuff. I mean, you can gain weight if you want to, but you know, for me it's like just about like energy, health, spirituality, kind of a different level than like the athletics that I used to be when I was younger. And so now I'm really just trying to wake up. Like this morning I just woke up and I just went for a jog. I mean, at first I woke up, meditate, and have great, nice, clear meditations because yesterday was an all fruit day. If you ever try it, you'll try the fruit all day one day and then try your meditation in the morning. Your sleep is really sound and your meditations are deeper because the fruit is an elevating type food, and it also fruit is very void of those cellular irritants, stimulants. And when you go to sit, those vibrations are still there in the GI tract emanating throughout your aura, of course, and also the subtle properties of food affect the mind. So the more soothing, cooling, healing, and void of cellular irritants your diet is, the more calming, soothing, sattvic mental state you'll be. It's a lot of clarity, and it's hard for people. You know what I mean? They're not used to having that much clarity. You got to sit there with all your crap and all your programming and all your shortcomings and all your little snippy, snappy, little human BS, and you got to sit there and watch it, and you go like, oh, I don't, you know, it's, how could I explain it? Like, I don't know, this, I hope it's all right if I mention, but, you know, sometimes Sophia thinks she's being mean to me, and I'm like, pfft. You know, I'm just like, no, it just does not seem like that to me at all. Anyways, it's kind of hard to explain, but your awareness expands, and then you're basically, you know, you have to deal with the reality of life. You have to deal with how human you really are, and you really want to think maybe that you're one of those special people that doesn't have all that or whatever, but more than likely you do, and it's hard to accept that you've got like stuff to work on here so that you can be an advocate for peace and love, which is basically like what we do around here, at least in this household, is we are advocates for love and peace. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm with my partner. And that's how I have to be, you know, because I wouldn't be able to be any other way or anything like that, or I wouldn't be able to be with somebody else other than that. So really my thing is like the health kick, as far as like simple knowledge and helping people on a practical level, but simultaneously the underlying message and the power is always coming from the love and the peace. Anyways, I am making these little this is celery with walnut butter, and this is basically our fat source for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to eat it. I'm on fruit for 2 days now. We're shooting for day 3, but we don't chill out. You know, we don't trip. We just try to do our best, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? We win some and lose some. For the last couple days, we've been doing real well. I try to keep the vibe up. I'm usually the guy who's really pumping everybody up to stay on the fruits, you know, and I'm serving them up and cutting them up. And but some veggies and stuff are good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting down any kind of food. I don't care if you want to eat cheese, bread, cottage cheese, whatever. I'm always speaking in the terms of healing, weight loss, mental regeneration, the alleviation of depression, and I'm always looking at it from an energetic viewpoint, you know, the energetics of consciousness. And I feel like the higher vibrational the food, the higher vibrational it will be for your mind as well. So, but I'm just bringing this as a backup to something else, because you know how airports are and stuff, the whole place. I mean, in certain environments you need more fat, you need more insulation. I remember in New York, dude, I had to eat eggs for a while. And so yes, I'm a faker. I'm a farce. I'm a charlatan. How could I do such a thing? You know, the one thing that's key to being a raw foodist, a successful raw foodist, is to be a successful and real human being. And that's what I feel like there's a lot of shortage of that. You know, that's why I'm trying to come correct and just be like, whatever, eat some baked potatoes. When I was in New York, I ate some eggs. I mean, who cares, right? I didn't really dig it, but dude, it was just too much. That's why when you're like a fruitarian, all I'm thinking of is the tropics, man, or somewhere quieter than this. I was just like, I'm not going to be able to stay here. I just can't do it. It's not, I told Sophia last night, I mean, this is just not a healing vortex. There's a band upstairs that plays till all hours in the morning. I mean, the energy vibe, the freeway's right there, Oakland's right here, people digging in the trash. I mean, no disrespect or anything. And then it's just a vibe where everybody's trying to get. And I'm more in the state of just wanting to be. So you are always going to be affected by the field in which you find yourself. And that's all there is to that. And so what I do is with the knowledge of that, I try to create fields of energy by, like, no matter where I'm at, the Hawkins is playing, or I'm reading David Hawkins books, or some kind of book promoting spiritual thinking. And this last week and a half that I've been back in Oakland, staying here in this neighborhood, I haven't quite felt the groove, man. And so I need to make some arrangements. But now I'm headed off to go do a job, and that's going to be in Florida. And so that'll be for however long it takes, for a gentleman who basically the medical establishment got his hands on him and kind of tore him up a bit. He hasn't been feeling quite like himself, so I'm going to try to go in there and train him hands-on on how to heal himself. He's a more mature gentleman, and I don't know if he was going to want to be introduced on this channel or not. So I'm not going to say his name, I'm not going to say much about it, but I have a client in Florida, and I'm going to go help him, because he's, I can tell, a great guy. And I help people every day at Whole Foods and anywhere I run into them. Kmart, Walmart, Target. I mean, people are everywhere that are Liferegenerator viewers. And it's cool stuff. Like, if you really listen to what's being said here, you can use this information to change your life. Because it changed my life. So I'm just saying, this information changed my life. Raw food, devotion to the truth or God, not devotion to religion or concepts or belief systems, but devotion to the truth. So as it reveals itself to me more and more, because as you go up more higher on the mountain, then you see more. So you can't be 3/4 up the mountain and say, I have all the answers. Because if you're smart, you'll be looking up and you see another dude up there who's up higher on the mountain than you, and you're like, hey dude, what's up? Is the view up there? Can you see more from up there? And he's like, yes, I can see much more. Keep coming. So you keep climbing the mountain, which really is just, how do you climb the mountain? It's like a hot air balloon. You let go of the ballast. You let go of all the belief systems. You let go of all the resentments. You let go of all the attachments. You let go of the desire to control. I believe that you should create, but not try to control. It's a very fine line. It's a lot of awareness must take place. The wisdom needs to be cultivated. It's not like you go get a PhD and now you have all the answers to life. You may have some more data and facts. But really, to navigate through this life peacefully with love, to keep coming back to love, it takes a lot of commitment. You have to understand like that eternal destiny, the eternal divinity of your divine self. Anyways, a random video I made, here it is, here's a recipe. Walnut butter, which is pretty epic, especially from Living Tree Community Foods, is the best. I believe she cold processes everything. I think a lot of the other ones do get too warm. The enzymes get destroyed and you can really feel it. I think that Living Tree Community Foods it's a digest better, in my opinion. You know, the pumpkin butter, the walnut butter. I have not been wanting to eat too much fat because I'm on a special kind of mission. I'm preparing myself all the time for something. When I can create those conditions, getting back to nature somewhere, taking my clothes off, standing bare feet on the grass, eating coconuts, and decompressing. I didn't get a chance to decompress. I wanted to. And I've been wanting to do that, my body and my spirit. Because when you decompress, you're eating all the fresh fruits and vegetables, right? But your nervous system is still always like this. You got to do it. You got to do your stuff. You're around. You're doing all this, the energy. It's when you go lay down and listen to the birds and hear the river, and there's no cars racing by, and there's no music playing affecting your nervous system, or the field, if you will, and you hear that nature, that eternal, timeless nature, and then the phone's off, and you don't have 27 emergency calls and 102 emails, and you got to call your Aunt Margaret to talk about the birthday party, and then you got to go to work tomorrow and pick up the kids from soccer practice, and it goes on, and it's really hard to heal yourself, I realize. Healing yourself is really just getting rest, and it's the one thing that most of us do not get enough of until we put a major priority. And you got to like drop everything. I haven't had the guts or the fortitude to drop everything yet. It's my responsibility. I'm the one who is attached to the world. You want to do the right thing. There's one more life to save or something, you know what I mean? And yet I feel on another level, by totally healing and regenerating and decompressing and letting go myself, which I couldn't even do while water fasting last time. It's been so long since. It was in the Motel 6 over here the last time that I had a chance to decompress and be with myself, to listen to myself, to learn about myself, to really love myself, and to give myself the space to not be constantly kind of stressed, you know, because it's a constant psychological output. And the mind burns up just about as much fuel as digestion. You're digesting all these foods, you're always thinking, you're always planning, you're always trying to get your stuff done, the 8 million things you got to do, and man, it sure is hard to heal that way. So I'm going to build a sanctuary for myself because I want to be what I like to teach. I teach one thing and can't always quite live up to it. Yeah, I eat raw foods 99% of the time, and I'm super clean, and I'm always evolving in my diet, and I am getting healthier. I went for a run this morning, and I ran 4 miles, and I was like, dude, I didn't even do anything. I sprinted like 4 miles, and my heart was hardly beating. My lungs were pretty good. I did feel some congestion in my lungs from driving across the country back and forth with all those trucks and stuff. I got back here, made some lung tea, breathed it in, drank it, and I can feel it. I want to clean out my lungs, my heart, my brain mostly, my brain, you know, because of my past and whatever. And people might think I'm nuts, orthorexic or whatever, but I know that there is a sensitivity in me and an awareness, which if you go down the raw food path, you'll get the sensitivity, you'll get the awareness, and if it's your destiny to become completely regenerated and write a book about it, so that the world can understand the truth about adrenal regeneration, thyroid regeneration, pituitary and pineal regeneration, okay? regeneration of the nerves, regeneration of the lymphatic and immune system, regeneration of the bloodstream, the heart, the spleen, the pancreas, the cleaning and the cleansing. Now, you can't live like that forever, but a man has to do what he's got to do. He wants to get there and see what it's like, because he's had all these mentors that had a chance to see what it's like. So I can imagine that people think I'm nuts. When are you going to be clean enough? I will know, because like Moses coming off the mountain, or Jesus coming out of the desert, I will be prepared for my ministry. At this time, I'm really not. I'm only like halfway, like divvy, just whatever, man. Like, just kind of like, you know, I'm not, I need to get that light bulb turned on in my head. Now, only the spiritual people might be able to understand that. But you don't want to be like me, walking around half asleep all the time. It just kind of sucks. You're awake enough to know you're asleep. And you'll do anything it takes. Diet, meditation, prayer, fasting, to wake up, man. Whatever that means to you, go ahead. Call me any name you want. Say I'm crazy. But one day, I bet you this world will be like, that dude Dan did it. He did his thing, man. And he did it, and he did it well. And it doesn't matter what the results are. What matters is that I'm living intentionally. I'm living on purpose. I feel it in my heart when everybody's trying to talk to me about, you need more balance in your diet. You're too skinny. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to make me feel more comfortable. No, thank you. I don't really want to eat those foods. My lymphatic system doesn't want them. The energetics of consciousness does not want them, because it takes me from this one state down into this, and I don't want balance. I want extremism, because I want to be extremely healthy, and I want to get to extremely to the core of the extreme truth. You know, the truth. For myself, what is the truth of diet and nutrition? That's what I want to do. So, I see the energetics vibrationally in these fresh. This celery is so like fresh, but if it was limber and flimsy, I wouldn't want it, because it wouldn't have the vibration that I want. This celery is like as stiff as a stone. You know, it's not like it's all flimsy and weak. But when the vegetables lose their snap, or the fruits are just not quite snapping, if they're not like banging, like these mangoes and these tangerines and, you know, everything that's fresh, these cucumbers, so fresh, so tight and fresh, not like wrinkly and old and like wilted, but fresh, snapping. See, can you see it? I can see it, man. Especially if I look off like this and look through it. You can see it right there, coming right around. It's like a zzz. Okay, so I'm just talking about the freshness, the aliveness of foods, and I'm talking about like just living a good life. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here. But I run into people at Whole Foods, and they're still eating cottage cheese, trying to get rid of lung cancer. So I got some work to do, you know what I'm saying? And I say, I'll say this and I'll leave, because your time is very valuable. I'll say this. Change your diet first, before you go cutting out the organs of your body. Cutting out the organs in your body first, before you try dietary changes? Come on, man. Just drink some celery juice. Lower your fat intake. You know, get rid of like the shellfish and the fried pork. Maybe you don't have to get your heart cut open. You know what I mean? Relax a little bit. Let go. Go on a vacation. Take some herbs. Drink some tea. Go get some rest. Get a massage. Get a couple of colonics. Take some herbs. Drink some green juice. Eat some fruit. Let go. Before they scare you into it. Here, we need to cut this out of you because we haven't got a clue. They don't even know. That's why the Liferegenerator is probably going to blow up and go around the world 10 times. When all I want to do is, I love sitting to meditate. That's kind of my escape. It's probably not a good thing. I just go there and then I can just be where I want to be instead of engage so much with a lot of crazy humans and engage with myself. I'm crazy. I don't even like, I'm irritating. I irritate me. This thing, worries, pulls you over here. It's like, hey, and when I sit to meditate, I get to go, and I see it, and I say, nope, nope, nope. this. Aren't you worried? Nope. 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 I just don't even let the flying fish jump out of the water. I just keep it. I'm getting better at it. The more you meditate, the more you just relinquish the value of your thoughts. They're so important. Mr. Thoughts, yes, come up, be forth. Come forth. Share yourself with the world. I mean, these whole YouTube videos are just a narcissistic rant of an insane man who has a little bit of knowledge and experience, which potentially could save billions of lives, but aside from that, it's all pretty much a trip. I mean, come to one of the classes. I'll tell you everything you know and need to know in 2 seconds. I'll tell you right now. Whole fruits and leafy green vegetable juices. And if you're out in nature, don't worry about the juice, or just chew the food really slowly. Juice it up in your mouth. So eat fruits and herbs. And that'll be all you ever need to know about anything, because you ain't going to get no heart attack with no herbs, with all the magnesium. And do you think that oranges and watermelon are going to occlude your heart? Now let's try clams and shellfish from the bottom, deep fried in strange oils that they get out of these weird places, and they're so refined, and then they deep fry it and it's high heated and it makes these bonds, and then all this inflammation gets clogged up in your capillaries and blood vessels, and then one of them breaks loose and goes up in your head and causes you a stroke and half paralysis. Well, do you want that? I don't think so. So thin out that mucus and that occlusions, and if better yet, don't even eat that stuff. You know, if you're young, you get away with it just fine, but later on, when you're 50, 60, 70 years old, and the doctor says, well, we need to do this, I would say drink some celery juice, and you do need some fats, but you don't need that much, and you really need fruits and vegetables, more of them. That's just my little mission. That's my job. I mean, I'm like, is this it, God? He said, just you're going to spend the rest of your life talking about fruits and vegetables. And I said, well, that's not very glamorous. And he's like, no, but you do make it glamorous, dude, because you're a cool dude. And I'm like, okay, I can hang with that. I'll make fruits and vegetables cool. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I made a half-an-hour video this morning for the Insiders Club. I probably made a 20-minute video here. I keep thinking to myself, oh, I'm wasting too much of these people's time. But I'm a long-winded SOB. Son of a bun. Son of a bun. And I wanted to let you know that I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me be myself, channeling my higher self, for the goodness of your health. So let me know if you want to see a half-hour crazy video. I'll post it for the Insiders Club. It's just me rambling on. You probably won't hear anything you haven't heard before, but you may see a little drum solo, and it was worth the whole thing, right? God bless you. God bless your family. Okay? Come back to these videos again. Eat fruits and vegetables. Don't die. And if you're thinking about getting something cut out of you or taking some weird pills, now trust me, emergency situations, medicals are good. But I would say change your diet first. Then you can go at the last resort. Then get your colon cut out and poop into a bag the rest of your life. Last resort. Call me up. I'll try to get a hold of you. There's so many people. I got to help you through these videos just like this, because there's so many people. It's hard to leave you. I just want to make sure that you get something that I make a little bit of sense. But I probably don't. So subscribe to these videos. And then, after that, sign up for the Insiders Club. And down below this video, let me know if you want to see the 30-minute, kind of boring, but I tell you what's going on with my life. So, I don't know. You might like it. Lates.